What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan. I am your nootropics information wizard. Thanks so much for being here. If you are new to the channel, check us out on the web at livecortex.com, at livecortex.com/blog. Giant blog for nootropics information. Facebook.com/cortexstacks. That's our Facebook channel. We post a lot of great information about nootropics there. Videos, crazy stuff, pictures of stacks. My own personal channel is facebook.com/Ryan Michael Ballard. Check me out. I talk about business and life and entrepreneurship there. We've got 6 powerful products. They promote this broadcast. They support this broadcast. So stick around for a minute. Here they are. Elite level nootropic products. The Cortex Nootropic Stack. Hey guys, check it out. Today's the 31st of January. I believe tomorrow, there's no 32nd yet. Tomorrow is the 1st of February. Tomorrow, the special where everything is 20% off ends. Okay, so tomorrow, February 1st, Cortex, our powerful pre-made stack, goes back to $34.99. If you want to try the strongest stack in the world, if you've not tried it, if you're somebody who buys Cortex religiously, thank you so much for your business. You guys keep us alive. And you know the power of Cortex. Get a bottle now while it lasts. It's 27 bucks today. That's it. It's over tomorrow. All of our digital guides, same thing. The value and utility of the digital guides is they give you exceptionally effective nootropic stacks that you can't find anywhere else in the world that really turn on brain function. They're all 20% off for one more day. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Okay, so I came across a thread on the nootropic subreddit, which is a great place for us to get topics to talk about, where somebody basically took caffeine, theanine, and piracetam, and they crashed. They ran into a crash later on in the day. But let me just give you a little bit of context. So the first thing is 8 a.m. in the morning is the guy's first dose. He took 100 milligrams caffeine, 200 milligrams theanine, which is a pretty good ratio for caffeine theanine, and then 800 milligrams of piracetam. Now that's a little on the low end, but it all really depends. That's just on the low end compared to a lot of other folks that might require 2 grams, 3 grams, 4 grams, etc. Who knows? I know people who could take 200 milligrams of aniracetam and feel great. They don't need more and more, gives them side effects. He then says, I ate breakfast and went to class at 9:30 during the lecture. I felt focused and had less anxiety. Okay, so he had less anxiety probably because of the theanine. He felt focused probably because of the piracetam and the caffeine-theanine combination. Let's see, usually pretty bad, but normally he has anxiety, so he wasn't anxious. That was pretty interesting. At 11 o'clock, I had errands to run, so I took another 800 milligrams of piracetam and another 100 milligrams caffeine, 200 milligrams theanine. Okay, so at 11 o'clock, so he took his first dose at 8 a.m., and then he took another dose at 11. So now he's at 1,600 milligrams piracetam, 200 milligrams caffeine, 400 milligrams L-theanine, all things considered. He says, again, I felt relaxed, but also productive. I usually goof off at home for an hour before I start my errands, but I immediately jumped into my errands. So that's an indication that things were on point. When nootropics are affecting you positively, you don't want to mess around. You so have no time for bullshit. Like one of the things that I hear a lot with people, and it kind of happens to me sometimes with certain nootropics, is that I have zero time for people's crap, If people are being slow and whatever, I'm just I have no time for it. So that makes sense. He said he started to get a minor headache at right around 1 p.m. and he didn't have any choline, so he just tried to stay hydrated and that went away. That could have had to do with choline. He doesn't specify whether or not he took choline in the beginning, so we really don't know what the deal is with the cholinergic signaling, whether or not he sort of ran into some sort of mild temporary deficit of choline in the brain. And then we go from there. Went to run at 3:30 and felt calm, relaxed, but not lethargic. Around 4:30, I took another caffeine theanine pill and went to dinner at my parents' house. All was going well until 6 o'clock when I started crashing hard. I don't know if anyone else has had this experience crashing on these, but it hit me like a train. That was essentially it. He said overall it was a good experience, but that crash happened. Well, look, there's a couple things we have to consider, right? Number one, he went on a run, at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. or 3:30, whenever he said he went on that run. That has to have something to do with it, right? I mean, we at least have to look at that. Did you drink enough water before the run? Did you drink too much water after the run and force you to pee a whole lot? Which you pee. When you pee, all your solutes go out, so sodium goes out, minerals go out, etc. That could have caused some sort of weakness. What is the deal with the choline source? Did you induce some sort of cholinergic signaling misfire because of the ratio of piracetam and choline wasn't quite where it needs to be for you? Well, the guy said he had a headache around 1 p.m. or something, so that could have played a major role in it. How good did he hydrate after the run? As an athlete, I run every day. I go to the gym 5 times a week. I have to replenish sodium constantly. Otherwise, I will be low on sodium. I mean, literally, I've gotten electrolyte workups, and I'm low on sodium and chloride if I don't do this right, because I sweat so much out, right? So who knows what the deal is there? All of these things can play a role. I'm astonished when people take nootropics and do a whole bunch of other things and go, well, what's the deal with the nootropics? I'm sure they could have played a role, and it could have had to do with choline. But then what? I mean, then at 6 o'clock he goes and eats dinner. What did he eat? What's his blood sugar like? You see where I'm going here? You got to give details. What was the glycemic index of the meal? That alone right there could get someone thinking piracetam, caffeine, theanine. Crash them when it was a glycemic index of the meal, right? So if it's on the high end, well, that does one thing. It shoots blood glucose up very quickly, and then probably shoots, depending on people's response, but in most cases, it's going to shoot blood glucose down pretty considerably thereafter as a response. So is that what we're looking at? Maybe. When you feel crappy and tired and crashy after a significant meal that is high in the glycemic index, that's the reason, okay? So do we know the answer to that? We really don't know. So overall, looking at what happened, I would say, look, I'm not trying to defend nootropics and say nootropics could have been, because it absolutely could have been. Cholinergic misfire, not enough acetylcholine in the brain via that piracetam. The piracetam could have had some strange, funky effect. I know piracetam changes the way that your body and brain particularly uses glucose. The uptake in glucose in the brain is enhanced. Google it, there's studies on it. And so that could have something to do with it. But, again, this run at 1 p.m., or 3, whenever it was, who knows how much he hydrated or didn't. And then, the other thing we didn't mention is that, right around 4 or 5 or whatever, he took the second caffeine theanine dose. Look, man, people like to forget that caffeine is a diuretic. Caffeine is a straight up diuretic. And I got to be careful with caffeine. If I drink a whole lot of it, I'll just pee out. I'll just pee everything. I'll have to constantly keep drinking water and, make sure I get salt. Because again, when you urinate a lot, you pee out all your solutes. You pee out salt. It's one of those things. And if your body's particularly sensitive to that, you could easily crash. I mean, that's happened to me before. And so it's one of those things you got to be conscious of. And especially if your hormones aren't regulating salt that well, which is common enough if you've got some adrenal fatigue or something, that could happen. So that's basically it. I don't really know if piracetam, caffeine, theanine, it really can't be said that piracetam, caffeine, theanine, crashes somebody. So I titled this "Crash" and caffeine, piracetam, theanine. That's not generally the thing. I take that stack all the time, except for my dose is 2 grams of piracetam and a similar dose of caffeine and theanine, but I only dose it once, in the morning or something, and that's essentially, it never has given me any crash. It was always if I crash, it's from some other weird thing that I'm doing wonky in my diet, and sometimes I have gotten cholinergic crashes where just the ratio of choline to a racetam is not quite right at the time, which by the way is a fluctuating number. It's a freaking moving target. Folks got to recognize that. So that's my take on it. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Hope that's been useful. We're trying to give out information so that folks can apply to their daily lives taking nootropics to ultimately get doses and strategies zeroed in better to have a better experience. For more information about nootropics in that regard with these kind of laser sharp distinctions, Smarter, Better, Faster, powerful digital guide, the new Pet Pro stack list, powerful digital nootropic stack list, the Racetam God Guide, powerful nootropic stack list, the nootropic stack for the business professional, 100 powerful stacks, right? The beginner's guide to aniracetam, powerful stuff. And remember, right now, for one more day, everything at the Cortex Labs website is 20% off. That includes the mighty Cortex Nootropic Stack right now, $27 for the strong, powerful, motivating Cortex Stack. That changes tomorrow. It is back up to $34.99. LiveCortex.com. No worries, bro. No worries, sis. The link is in the description below. Make it happen. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Ballo here. Hey, check it out. The special that we've been running where everything on the Cortex Labs website is 20% off is ending February 1st, okay? So for those of you that are not going to get a chance to get any of our stuff cheap, any of our elite level nootropic products cheap, do it today. Today's probably the best day to do it. So here's basically the deal. Right now, the Cortex Nootropic Stack is $27. Normally, that's $34.99. It's going back up to $34.99 on February 1st. The Cortex stack is a powerful elite level nootropic stack. We tried to really exceed expectations. We really built a stack that folks could take to improve verbal fluency, motivation, productive drive, working memory, focus capacity, cognitive endurance, social skills because of verbal fluency, and a whole bunch of other things. It is a very powerful, strong stack. You want to turn on mental energy, speed of processing, the drive to want to do work, the will to crush it. Get a bottle of the Mighty Cortex stack right now, $27 for Cortex. Again, going back to $34.99 on February 1st. The focus and the brain capacity that you can get from Cortex is unlike any other nootropic stack out there. Get a bottle at livecortex.com. Again, $27, ending soon. The Beginner's Guide to Piracetam, that is a killer. That's been a hit for us. Look, it's not just for beginners too. It's everything. We've got 25 powerful Piracetam nootropic stacks in there. But I think the coolest thing about this digital downloadable guide is all the different kinds of stacks that are in there. We got stacks with Piracetam, alpha GPC, CDP choline, theacrine, oxiracetam, Noopept, all the other racetams, and we got centrophenoxine, aniracetam, choline, vinpocetine stacks. We got some of the most powerful stacks you could ever see, you could ever get access to on a digital guide. It's downloadable for everything: iPad, iPhone, Mac, Kindle, whatever you got. The Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam is super cheap right now, somewhere around $15 or $16, because normally it's $20 and it's 20% off right now. Same for everything else. The nootropic stack for the business professional, that's this guide right here. This thing is extremely powerful. If you want the best bang for your buck, it's probably this. Right now, it's $22.40. This has 100 stacks in it. They're targeted toward business productivity. That's why I called the nootropic stacks for the business professional. But I mean, anybody could benefit from this guide. We've got stacks from modafinil, with uridine, with oxiracetam, with phenylpiracetam, with Alcar, with theacrine, with aniracetam, but all of those stacks stack with, and in those stacks, you got different synergizing accompanying nootropics like Piracetam, Noopept, Faciracetam, Theanine, Caffeine, vinpocetine, triacetyluridine, GPC, CDP, and everything else you can think of. The Beginner's Guide, the nootropic stack for the business professional, absolutely one of the highest hitters. I mean, it's one of the most, literally looking at our sales metrics, it's one of the digital guides that we sell the most. Folks love it. And the feedback that we get from this thing is insane, especially if, in the realm of business, the business people that buy it. The nootropic starter pack, that is $35 right now. Typically it's $43. This is the best product. This is our best product, period. It gives you a bottle of Cortex and Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is our digital guide that teaches you everything you need to know about nootropics, goes through many powerful stacks, instructs you on how to use nootropics, how to cycle nootropics, what to take when you're cycling off of certain nootropics. Gives you aniracetam microdosing protocols. Gives you modafinil, caffeine, theanine, 5-HTP protocols. Gives you a whole list of tranquility nootropics, how to take them to achieve the best calming states with nootropics. Man, everything you can think of. The TAU Limitless stack is in there. That is an exceptionally strong Limitless-like stack. I mean, no hypey BS. That's a Limitless-like stack. It's in Smarter, Better, Faster. Get that, which gets you a bottle of Cortex and the Smarter, Better, Faster digital guide at livecortex.com. That's 20% off. And again, I can't emphasize enough the power of the Cortex nootropic stack. I mean, if you want full brain energy, full motivation, full focus, right, to feel what it feels like to actually fire on all cylinders, get a bottle of the Mighty Cortex nootropic stack right now. $27 for what's being called the only pre-made stack that works. I mean, this stuff is strong. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Again, this special is ending February 1st. So add some cool stuff to your cart. Check out. Get the discounts. You don't even have to apply a coupon code. Everything's already applied, and rock on. Get it while it's hot because this is ending February 1st. All right, you got a couple days. Just do it now. Thanks for listening.